Welcome back, bonsai fans, to another edition of Dell's Bonsais. Today we're going to be having a look at this Blackthorn. It's a tree I've had in my collection for 10 years, I would think, probably as much as that. Just need to get a couple of bits out of here. It's had a bit of a checkered life. It started off in a rectangular white pot which had a rock at the back of it. So these three trunks were in the middle of a rock. It was a triangular rock which started up the top here and came down and filled out most of the pot. It made it quite heavy, but as this started to grow as well, it started to push away from the rock basically rather than joining with the rock. So the rock became a little bit unstable, so I took the rock out. A couple of years after that, it had a really rough time. I thought it was on its last legs, thought it was going to die basically. And since that time, it's just been a recovery process. So today I'm going to take it out of this pot where it's been basically regrowing its roots, have a look, see what's happening to it. It's just finished flowering. A couple of white flowers still on there, so it's a good time to have a look at it. It's better to wait for it to flower in spring. So you can see all these are all the dead flowers. Just got a couple of white ones hanging on. There's a couple in there. They're just hanging on, so it's about the right sort of time to do this. So that's that. I'm going to take it out of the pot, have a look at the roots, see what they're like. I've already prepared 4 different pots for what I think it could go into. It's all going to depend on the root system as to which pot it will fit. My long-term aim is to put it into this Warsaw ceramics pot. I think this craggy effect here picks up the gnarliness of the bark and the scars and the thorns. It'll all go in together really nicely, but I'm not sure whether the roots are going to allow me to get it into that pot at the moment. But that's an option for long term. So I've got a couple of other oval pots which are slightly deeper than that, so that will allow for any bigger roots that we may find. So basically what I'm going to do is just loosen up the soil here for a minute. I've already taken off the top surface, which was a layer of gravel, so I'll just put that aside to use for another day. So let's just take some of this loose stuff off the top. So it's been in this pot for probably 3 years now. Sadly, it got neglected for a while. It was actually not in its pot for about 6 months. It looked like it had died at one stage. So I used the pot for another tree. I just left it in the corner. Not in a pot, it was in the shade. It got watered every now and again. But my wife miraculously brought it back to life again, so she's got the green fingers in this house. And I watered this yesterday, so it might be a little bit damp. I hadn't watered them for a couple of days. We had a really hot day yesterday, so they needed to be watered. But if we go gently, we should be okay. Right, that's probably enough to get it out of the pot. Yeah, oh, I can see some nice roots at the bottom of that. This is just an old washing up bowl. a salad bowl I think it was, many years old. Us bonsai people tend to use anything we can get for training pots, and that's proved its worth over the years. Right, let's just tip this back and have a quick look at the roots. So you can see it's starting to get pot bound. They're going round and round. It's not massively pot bound, but that's good. I didn't want it to be full of root. So let's just tease these out and see what we've got when we get there. These roots are very fleshy, so I think they're going to break easily if you're too rough with them. The hawthorn is a relative of this tree. They're very similar in style. Both got white flowers. This put on a really nice show this year. It was just a mass of white. So one of the reasons I want to take it out of the pot, I want to see if I can sever this little sport that's grown up. They normally come from the roots. Sometimes if you damage a root, it'll send up a shoot like that. But as I say, because this had a bit of a rough life, I think that most trees when they're dying, they try to send up new shoots just to help them survive, basically, and that's probably a result of one of those. So I'm just trying to see. Yeah, that's definitely attached to a large root. So it's going to be whether I can afford to cut that root off and sever it from the main tree, but we won't know that until we get to the bottom of it. Let's turn it up that way. Right, let's just try and untangle these ones a little bit. There's a big fleshy root there. Size of that one. So like, that's going to go round and round in circles, I know. Right, let's so that's loosened those off a little bit. I'm working in the shade today, so it should be okay to have the roots out. It feels like it's going to be a fairly sunny day today, but I'm going to have protection from the house for a good 6 or 7 hours. So that'll be plenty of time to get this tree done, and hopefully a couple of others. So I'm just teasing it very gently. I don't want to break the roots if I can help it. This never really had much root at the back of the tree because it was always planted very close to the edge of the pot. So all the roots tended to be in the front of the tree. Very one-sided in that respect. So hopefully letting it have a little bit of root freedom for the last few years has hopefully helped to sort that out. I'm thinking about whether I put the old rock back with it, but it just depends. If I can get it into that Walsall ceramics one, it won't actually need it. So if I can get it into there, I'll just leave it as it is. But if it goes into one of the other ones, I might try and see if the rock will fit. It did look nice with the rock against it. Doesn't look like there's too much root at the back. I'm just going to stand up, see if we can help get this out. Right, so this is going to take me quite a while, so what I'll do, I'll pause the video for now, comb out all the roots, possibly completely bare root it, and then we'll see where we go from there. So I'll just pause the video for now and I'll see you in a few minutes when I've got this sorted out.